But each evening, while the old man's scratched and skipping records spun round and round, filling the tiny house with the sound of the blues, those thoughts vanished from my mind. The blues, boom, the blues. Like the contents of a mojo bag, the blues contained a magical mix of black cat bone and crossroads dirt, of loves that were lost and loves that were never meant to be, of notes that floated like cigarette smoke and sounds that washed away the memory of my working day. Peppered with images of the bordello and the Bible, those songs were flavored with all the passions of a Baptist preacher who still savored the sins of the flesh. It was a blend of back-talk and butt-shaking and cat-calling, and as Magda swayed seductively back and forth before the stove, stirring her magic pot with a large wooden spoon, tongues of steam billowed up and swirled around her body like spirits from the black abyss. Sometimes the delicate strap of her black lace bra slipped from underneath her sleeveless blouse on her bare white shoulder like an invitation for me to see. All I thought of was humping as the thump-thump-thumping of the blues mimicked the beat of my heart, pumping my blood until it bubbled through my veins like bootlegged corned whiskey. Oh, I imagined myself licking her willing breasts and neck like those lucky tongues of steam, until, with a single wisp of hair hanging undone upon her forehead, like the swaying tail of a witch's cat, she was ravished. Each time she caught me staring at her, she looked me up and down like she was thinking about all the secret things she could have a boy like me, with all my energy and eagerness to please, do for her. Sometimes she took a piece of raw meat and rolled it suggestively between the tips of her fingers and thumb. She rolled it before my eyes, suggesting she could do the same to me if only I would take and eat from her hand. Then, casting a come-hither glance and extending her offering to me, she posed a question that was loaded like a gun.
Do you want some?
Or sometimes she offered me a sip from her glass of blood-red wine, but while I stood there, stiff as a marble statue in the grip of her dark eyes, I could not answer and felt like she was bidding me drink from the cup of death itself.
Do you want some?
She stood before me with her bedroom eyes and her blood-red lips, and I hoped that, like a vampire, she needed a steady diet of boys my age to keep the effects of time from ravishing her body.
Do you want some?
Yes, oh yes, like a prisoner bound and tortured upon some medieval rack, my toes curled and my face flushed with blood each time she primped her lips and stretched her eyes across my body, until yes, the cry echoed through the dank dungeon of my mind. Yes, the answer in my heart was always yes, 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 but the answer on my lips was always no.
Suit yourself,
She said, swinging her hair and turning her head away from me before, like an afterthought, she threw a backward glance at me.
You don't know what you're missing.